Welcome to the Smorgasbord Podcast, episode 36, where we talk about a variety of different things, uncensored, unedited, and unfiltered. Happy belated Thanksgiving, everyone. I was supposed to upload, yesterday, but of course, spend time with family. So comment down below your Thanksgiving experience anyways, on YouTube or Instagram. That's when I'll be starting this off. Today's gonna start off a little bit lighthearted. Then we'll go more to the deeper thinking shit, because I know lately we talk about a lot of political bullshit. You're just gonna hear me bitch about this boxer, Deontay Wilder. Now, for you who understand this, basically I've talked about this a plethora of times before. If you go back and look at previous episodes, I don't remember which numbers. When I talked about how Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, basically they had this fight, ended in a draw. They had another fight, and Tyson just made Deontay Wilder his bitch. Just when I tell you it was an ass kicking, it was a thorough lashing. It was bad. It was bad. And they forced a stoppage in the 7th round because of the car. And so there's some people who take losses really well. This is a life lesson. All right. Then there's people like Deontay Wilder who have made 3 excuses. All of them piss poor as shit. The first one, he wore this costume that was like 45 pounds. Badass costume. 45 pounds. And he said it killed his legs. And it certainly wasn't the fact that he was getting the shit kicked out of him and his legs were gone. It was the costume that had made him have no legs at all. That was already full of shit. He tried to claim that Tyson Fury cheated, that he loaded his gloves with egg weights or some stupid, or that he would be able to pull his glove pull his hand out of the glove to then slap him with, so that he's hit the base of his fist, like right is where the wrist is supposed to be, is where his fist is, and he's hitting him a lot harder because it's thinner there. That was debunked easily because his trainers literally watched Tyson Fury's hands get wrapped as you're supposed to per boxing rules. Then the third one was that he was poisoned by the trainer that threw in the towel after seeing him get the shit kicked out of him for 7 rounds. Now, I'm just going to say this because I watched that fight, and I'm just going to say this. Deontay, take your loss like a man and shut your stupid ass up, because you keep talking and you keep talking about sign the contract, sign the contract. I want you to fight. I want to fight you again for a trilogy, which this would be one of the most one-sided trilogies in the world, because there was the first fight ended in a draw, but everybody saw that Tyson Fury won that. The only thing that saved you is that you knocked him down twice, and he literally outboxed you like the entire fight. The second fight, he gave you a preceded ass kicking a parent would give a child. And the third one, I don't see going any different. So I don't really want to see a third fight. I really just want to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. That's the fight we're waiting for, to decide the best of the best heavyweights of this generation. Anthony Joshua, the unified heavyweight champion of the world, all right, versus Tyson Fury, the lineal and WBC heavyweight champion of the world, and the best goddamn boxer on this planet right now. And I'm saying this out of complete bias, by the way. There's been debates. John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, has been seeing his son train. He's just like, look, I don't see anybody beating him. Everybody's saying AJ's the one to beat him. Like, I don't. And the thing is that AJ suffered one loss. He suffered one loss. It was Andy Ruiz Jr., the infamous underdog, like Rocky Balboa's Creed moment. And he just fucking whooped him. Then he came back and he beat him. AJ came back and beat him to win the championship again. My issue with this is that we saw 2 fighting styles from each fighter, from Tyson Fury and from Anthony Joshua. We saw the demolition style, like the fucking we're coming to knock you out style by Anthony Joshua that has made him so successful, and that he's knocked out he literally knocked out every single person that he fought until he met Andy Ruiz. Then he switched his style to outbox him and get the win. And and while he trained for speed, I don't see him outboxing. That was him outboxing Andy Ruiz. Tyson Fury started off his career outboxing people, and he was knocking people out through outboxing. He beat Vladimir Klitschko because the 10-year undefeated champion who was defended the title like 25 times. He was just like, everybody think all 25 people who came before me tried to knock him out. I'm going to outbox him and I'm going to make him look like a fool. And he did. Then, when he fought Deontay Wilder, he was outboxing him and winning. Then, after he got knocked down in the 12th round of the first fight, he made a realization saying that all I have to do is pressure this guy and basically put the pressure on him and whoop his ass because he can't fight backwards. If I bully his ass, he won't last the fight. So then he goes to Kronk Gym, which is notoriously known for like offensive pressure, and we're gonna come to knock you the fuck out, and we're gonna give you brain damage along the way. He then goes ahead and he gets that style in a matter of months, and he blasts and destroys Deontay Wilder. I just don't see AJ's demolition outsmarting Tyson Fury's boxing, or his demolition being his demolition. And I don't see AJ trying to outbox Tyson Fury. I think it's a foolish attempt if you were to do that, because Tyson Fury is obviously the better boxer. He's more slick. He's got better movement, better footwork. He's 6'9". He moves like a welterweight, and he punches like a super heavyweight because he fights at like 280. At his heaviest. He's used to fighting that heavy. Anthony Joshua is used to fighting with demolition, and he's knocked out a lot of people, but he's never faced someone like Tyson Fury. And I personally believe that I really don't believe that he can beat him in any way. I'm not saying it will. I personally believe that because Tyson Fury, his mind he's a genius in the boxing ring, and I believe that no one on God's green earth right now can defeat him. I really truly believe that no one can beat him right now or ever. I think he will retire undefeated because I feel like the day he loses is the day he retires, and I don't think Anthony Joshua is the one to put him down. I believe he could be the closest. I believe he could be the closest person to beat him, but I don't believe that he is going to beat him. I believe Tyson Fury is either going to beat him by knockout or by points. But I think most likely by points he's going to outbox him. And then if he gets him hurt, he's going to switch to that Kronk Gym fighting style and just take it to his ass. So I don't see him winning it. I don't see him winning that fight. It's a very entertaining fight. I can't. If it happens, British boxing is back, baby, and I am so I'm so for it. But I just don't see it happening. By the time of this recording, by the time this uploads, tomorrow will be the Mike Tyson, the Roy Jones Jr. fight. Woo! I'm excited. It's a bit of a dud though, because of this, because the rules were released. The rules were released, and it was like it's basically not a fight; it's a sparring exhibition. Which they said that, and they used that term very loosely. And we were just like, okay, there's no way this shouldn't be an exhibition because it's Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. So he went ahead, and there was some rules that were released that was like, if they're not allowed to go for knockouts, they're not allowed to. It'll be 8 rounds, 2 minutes. It won't. No winner will be declared, and if there's a cut, the fight will be stopped. And I'm like, and while the WBC put that out there, which is the organization, the WBC, the fucking mafia of that organization is, it literally because of this, it's like, okay, well, this kind of doesn't make you want to see it because it's just going to be two generic dudes just boxing when they're two legendary knockout artists and they can't do what they're good at. It's kind of not going to be that fun. But at the same time, people also have to understand that it's Roy Jones Jr. and Mike fucking Tyson, and they both said this is a real fight. This is a real fight. We're coming to knock each other out. So, we shall see by tomorrow how it goes. I probably will be able to buy the pay-per-view. I'll probably go out to some restaurant and eat it. And eat to go watch it. If they're even going to be able to do that. And the other card's fucking Jake Paul. Let me tell you something. Fucking watching Jake Paul makes me want to box professionally so I can fight his ass and just whoop him. Because this guy is he's a dick. He's a douchebag and he's so stupid. I see him every time. He's just like, oh, I boxed. Now every YouTuber's a boxer. Like, I could have sworn Joe Weller and KSI started this shit, but you know who am I? You know, he's just a douchebag. He's just a douchebag, and I don't like him. Nate Robinson. Please, for the love of everything that's holy, please. His nose has the consistency of cauliflower. If you don't freaking go out there and destroy. Please, Nate Robinson, I beg of you, destroy him. Please. Please. Nate Robinson, look at me, sir. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Destroy him. Please. Please. Look. Destroy him. Please. For the love of God. He's so stupid. And he keeps talking. And he won't shut up. He because the whole thing is like even though he's undefeated, he doesn't deserve to talk at all. He fought Deji, KSI's brother, where Deji really didn't even train. And he smashed his face in. And the only reason he lost was because he got tired. If he didn't get tired and had actual cardio, he would have whooped him that entire fight. Like he would have knocked him out. He would have knocked him out. Anisan Give. I don't even know what the hell that was. It lasted not even a round, but he still smashed his nose in. So, here's the thing. He keeps challenging KSI, and KSI said, I want to fight you, but hey, Spice was on fucking lockdown. Who would have thought? And because he's in the UK, so they're on lockdown again, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I came back from a walk. Holy shit. And he keeps challenging him, and I'm just like, bro, shut the fuck up, because if KSI fucking catches you with them goddamn bazookas, you're going to fuck down. Like, you're going down. And it's just so stupid. It's so dumb. I just don't and he keeps fucking talking. I was facing Nate Robinson. Nate, please, finish him. Finish him. Finish him. You have to knock him out. You have to knock him out. Because if you beat him by points, he's going to fucking say the judges were rigged. And you won't shut up about it when he got whooped by an NBA player. Let me tell you something. I don't want JJ to fight anymore. I don't want KSI to fight anymore. Because he's so stupid. I'm I'm teaming this all away. But he won't even, it's not even worth it anymore. But at the same time, you wouldn't want nobody else to silence this fucking idiot. He's an idiot. He's just so incoherently stupid. And I don't understand it. But anyways, all that's going on tomorrow. At least where I'm at, it's Eastern time. The prelims start 8 o'clock. Fidel Riley's also good. KSI's trainer is also fighting. Oh, yeah, he's fighting in the prelims, I think, for the main card. The main card starts at 9 Eastern time. So I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. I'm going to try to, and I'm excited to see it. My predictions for the two main matches, which was Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson, I believe. As much as I hate to say it, I think Jake is going to win that. I really hope I'm going for Nate Robinson, but I believe Jake will win that because I haven't seen anything from Nate Robinson, which could be a good thing. He hasn't uploaded anything from training, so he could be training, he could not be training. I don't know. And then the big boy match, Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I just believe Tyson's gonna fucking destroy him. I believe that Roy Jones Jr. will rely on the reach, as every other heavyweight has tried. And as the smaller guy, he's going to try to abide by those rules of boxing. But Tyson, if he gets opportunity to knock him out and he commits to knocking out like they both said they were, I got Mike Tyson because he's going to fucking come in with that finisher and he's going to knock his head clean off and he collapses off the canvas. Oh my God. I think he would just destroy him in the knockout. He catches him with that freaking hook or that uppercut. It's because he's so quick. I don't think he'll be able to handle that power because no one's going to handle that power. He's the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. He like George Foreman. He hits harder than George Foreman. George Foreman was the hardest hitter of all time. Now everybody's saying Deontay Wilder is the hardest hitter of all time. I'm like, well, you fucking are 6'7", 270, and you have you just fucking whine from back here or throw. Yeah, you're gonna be able to. But as far as technique and able to finish people, I say Tyson. This is the thing. Deontay Wilder can't box. He can fight. He has knocked out every single fighter in his 44 professional fights. Yeah, he's 42-1-1. And his 43 opponents, because he fought Tyson Fury twice. In his 43 fights, he has knocked out every single person he's fought except Tyson Fury. He fought Stavern for the heavyweight title that he lost to Tyson Fury a while back. That went the distance, but it was just due to punch output and just him just wailing on him and that pressure. He won. He then had a rematch with him and knocked him out first round. So he's knocked out everybody. Mike Tyson obviously hasn't knocked out everybody. He's knocked out everybody like severely like less. Deontay Wilder has the highest knockout percentage in heavyweight history. For a while, it was 100% for 42 fights. It was 100% because as far as opponent wise, he knocked out every single person he fought, and then he met Tyson Fury and got his ass whooped. But I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I believe Mike Tyson's gonna finish. I believe if he's gonna win, he's gonna win by. If Roy Jones wins, he's winning by points. They're not going to declare a winner, but everybody will be checking. Will be scoring it themselves. Mike Tyson is going to win by knockout. I believe he will. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It'll be a very interesting. I'm excited. I think it's going to be very interesting to look at. Switching out to other sports, the NBA offseason has gotten off to a fucking flying start. Holy hell. Los Angeles has somehow gotten 10 times better. The Lakers have. They have gotten Dennis Schroeder from OKC. First of all, they have stacked their future like no one's business. They've got like 18 first-round picks since lasting till 2026. I'm like, holy shit. Chris Paul's headed to Phoenix, Golden State. Klay Thompson tore his fucking Achilles again. Ah! Yeah, that was painful. We drafted James Wiseman, 7'1", absolute unit. That lad is a unit. 7'1", 7'6'5" wingspan. Can run he's nice. LaMelo Ball's going to Charlotte. Yeah, That's a very tough market. They signed Gordon Hayward for 5 years, $158 fucking million, which I don't know what Gordon Hayward did to deserve that money. Maybe him in his prime deserve that money. 158 for 5 years. Michael Jordan, what are you doing? Gordon Hayward is not worth that money. You guys are not going to the playoffs with LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward. If you do, that would be miraculous. But I doubt that. Oh, man, I I don't know, man. That was very interesting. What else? Um, Freaking Los Angeles Lakers. They sniped Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers. And then got Marc Gasol, who was going to go to Spain, but I guess came back to LA as a backup center after Dwight Howard went to Philly. And Danny Green's going to Philly and all that. Phone was ringing. Anyways, I don't see. They just made themselves 10 times better, and I'm like, okay, holy hell, that'll be very interesting. I really feel like the Warriors, which is my team. I don't know, man. With Clay injured now again, the playoff run is looking very bleak. I still think it's possible because we still have Steph Curry. And Curry's, after being injured, come back looking swole, looking fresh, looking very nice. And he could come back and he could go for MVP. I feel like if he goes, he needs to go for MVP run. I hope he goes for MVP run. Fuck me. I really hope he does go for that MVP run because he's gonna have to go back to what he used to do, and that was carry a goddamn franchise. And I keep getting lower. Why the hell do I keep going? God damn it! Sorry, I keep getting lower. 1 second. There we go. Better. All right. I feel like Curry's gonna have to go back to carrying the squad again. I don't know. It's really weird. I can't wait to see him back in the court. We miss him. We definitely miss him. We definitely miss him. What else happened in the NBA? It's just there's a lot of trades that are happening. I don't have anything pulled up per se because it's like too much. It's like ridiculous. It's out of this world how many stuff has happened already. Like Klay Thompson tore his Achilles. Brandon Ingram in New Orleans got a 5-year max extension. I don't know if he's worth that money, but that's a big investment. Dwight Howard is going to Philly. I said that. Russell Westbrook wants out of Houston. And they might trade James Harden to Brooklyn. There's been talks about that. Like, if they trade, Kevin Durant's building a fucking oh my god. He's about to have Harden, Kyrie, and Durant, 3 ball-dominant players. And I'm like, why would you ever do that? That is terrible. Well, you should never do that. Rondo's coming to Atlanta. That's interesting. We got we got that African dude who's like a crazy defender in college. Okongwu, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I have to learn it. Mixed with Trae Young. That's a tough ass team, by the way. There was one more big one. Oh yeah, like the draft was very interesting. A lot of people fell farther. Like all my basketball players who watch college, all my hoopers who watch this, it was very weird to watch certain people fall really far that you'd think would go hard. Like Cole Anthony fell. Am I the only one who thought Cole Anthony fell a lot farther? Like I thought he would have been the least top 10. The fact he went 15th was I'm like, that's a bit low for you, man. Like you had a lot of hype. I don't know what happened to you, man. RJ Hampton went to New Orleans, which is that is an investment in the future for your ass. Man, if they all progress the way they're supposed to progress, New Orleans is gonna be ridiculous because they have Lonzo Ball, who was a bust, but he's slowly getting better, slowly but surely. They have Ingram, who's young, who's already a scorer, but he was great. Josh Hart, who's young and looked good. Let's see. They have Zion Williamson, who is out of year one was at 80%. It was dropping a minimum 20 points a game. Like literally dropped 15 points in 17 points in 5 minutes opening game. He came back. He's like if he just loses the weight and gets the cardio and gets the jumper a lot more consistent because it's still consistent, just not as consistent. He is the next LeBron. Ben Simmons is the next LeBron if he just had a goddamn jumper. Ben Simmons, shoot the ball. Jesus. Sorry, man. I just have to say it in case the very slim 0.001 chance that he hears me out of a crowd of people who are telling him the exact same thing. Shoot the goddamn 3-ball. You know, you made 1 3. You hit the deep 3 in the preseason. You then hit like a 3-pointer. You then hit a corner 3 on the Knicks. Shoot more. Make it consistent like you made your free throws that consistent. And we'll be good. All right? That's the only thing you should be doing. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that needs to be done for him. Is that. And after that, you know, we'll go from there because the Phillies falling apart. The fact that they got swept in the playoffs by the Celtics was very, very, very interesting. Anyways, I have another topic. A word of advice to all my fellow boys, my fellow gentlemen. We all know this, but to those who don't, never talk to a girl that's not your girlfriend. When she's around her friends, I'll tell you why. Girls act very different. Specifically girls. A lot of us probably act a little bit different when we're around our friends versus when we're alone. And this could apply if you're a girl. This could apply to a boy too. But specifically girls who are not secure. Or who aren't comfortable in showing affection all the way. Which is a lot of them. They tend to act different when they're around their friends. For example, I have a friend, who, that I was talking to for a while. She was like, she was just like, if she really liked me, couldn't date because of certain reasons. And she was like, but I called her. I FaceTimed her to then, because I wanted to talk to her. First, she finally let me FaceTime her. She was with her friends. And she was acting weird because she was with her friends. And I'm like, okay, well, she's obviously not going to act natural because with her friends. If you act distant and you're like you don't know what the hell to talk about, even though we were talking very finely on the phone, over text because they couldn't see it. And then I have this other friend, who right now that I'm talking to, who she's real cool with me. She acts like kind of semi-distant when she's around her friends. When she gets around me, she's very genuine. It's her real like shyness to say things to me comes out. I'm just like, yes, yes, genuine emotion. Because she finally breaks out that shell. So just never really approach her. If you're going to ever ask out a female, make sure they do it by themselves. Because that's when the real thing comes out. Don't let them fucking try to embarrass you in front of their friends. If you're trying to talk to them, get all, emotional. Be like, hey, you're very beautiful today. You'd be like, no. Ew. No, that shit. But you get them alone. Oh my God, really? Thank you. Oh my God. Same shit. It's the same shit. It's just a thing I noticed, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, that shit. It's kind of annoying when you see it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do about it? It is what it is. Just roll with the punches. So that's my word of advice. If you can tell it's one of those girls, who just gotta have an attitude when they're around their friends, gotta act different, gotta act like they don't mess with you in any type of way. Just be like, okay, cool. Roll with the punches. When she's alone, then you'll have free to go wherever the fuck because she'll be real with you. There's even people I've dated. They're literally like, there's one girl I used to date back in like 8th grade. She would be like very quiet about her liking me. Like not in the terms of keeping a relationship, like a secret. She just, but like, remember when I first started dating her? I was just like, how come you never want me to how come you never see me before you go to school? Well, go to your class. She was like, because I don't want to annoy you. I'm just like, I asked you out so I could be affectionate with you. If you don't come over here and say hi to me next time, or actually come my direction, I don't care. It's fine. I'm not one to get embarrassed. That's one thing I've been blessed with. I can't get embarrassed. People have tried, and I'm just like, it is what it is, you know. I called teachers mom, and I'm like, I mean, shit, it is what it is, you know. I mean, you're the mother of us teaching. I mean, it's whatever at that point. I mean, people are trying to embarrass me. My mom's trying to embarrass me because she tried for a little bit. I was just like, yeah, no, okay. Oh no, like, oh, and my friends tried to in front of my mom and in front of people, like, and I was just like, okay. So then she'd just be like, I think about it because it was adorably hilarious. So she walked up to me. She's just like, hey, Michael. And I was just like, oh, what's up? And I gave her a big ass hug. And I later asked her, I was like, why were you so quiet when we were in a crowded ass hallway? And you like slowly looked up to me like I'm a fucking adult. And she was like, I was up here. I wasn't 6 foot at the time. I was like 5'9", 5'10". She's like 5'4", 5'5", and I was about 5'10", 5'11" all that time. 5'9", 5'10". And she was just fucking, I was just like, I just gave her a big ass hug, and I was like, have a great day, you know. And I was just like, when I later called her and I asked her, I said, why are you so, like, so hesitant, so fucking, you know? She's like, because I don't know you. Just like, there are people around, and I'm like, then there are people around, so I'm like, so, I don't know. I kind of understand it because there's a moment, there's like a small moment where I'm just like, well, there is people around. But then the real me clicks in, I'm just like, fuck it. You know, as long as I'm not fucking sucking face with this girl in the middle of the fucking hallway. Like how some niggas basically how some people literally be like, well, literally might as well be having sex in the hallway. And I'm just like, why are y'all having sex in the middle of the hallway? Let me get to my class, bro. Take that somewhere else. Take it to the bathroom, bro. Like, those couples are disgusting to me. They're not disgusting, you know, but I see that and I'm just like, okay, you need to get a room. You need to understand that there is time and places. You want to get in school, I have no problem with that. But if you're sucking face like an alien off of Alien Isolation, like chill, bro. Like all I'm saying. I saw that. Oh man, you got bad, coach. You got bad. You know, so that's just my little rant about that. That was oh my goodness. I saw that and that shit was hilarious. Let's see. Okay. I have a realization. To all my friends out there, all my compadres, all my viewers, anyone who sees this, and you have ever had to dealing with depression. If you really think about it, depression is just as beautiful as happiness, as joy. Because there was a time in your life, whether you realized it or not, that you were so goddamn happy, life was so good, that you could feel so bad, that you had the ability to feel just as bad as you're feeling. And then understanding that makes you be able to realize that because you can feel this bad, it can be the intensity of the sorrow and sadness. Though, of course, it clouds your judgment because of the emotions. One of my friends texted me, of course. So I don't know if she ever watched this, but you know, JT, you use a real one, like. Shut up. All right. Anyways, depression. You know, because the intensity of how, you know, depression can lead you to suicide and all that stuff. You can also, through understanding and taking that step back and understanding, taking that perspective of a wider view, you can understand that just as intense as you are sad, it can be as intense. That same intensity can be met through happiness and joy, because there must be balance within life. So that can be just taken as an encouragement. Encouragement to keep fighting through that dark time. So it's like very interesting. it's very interesting. Also, it's just like, you know, it's just a very thing you have to look at from like through perspective. And I went on my walk today to like Kroger. You know, I didn't buy anything. I just sat there and chilled and like, walked back. And I just got back and I hopped on here. That's why I'm tired. I was listening to this philosopher, Alan Watts. And Alan Watts, for those who don't know, you know, who only hear he's the guy that, for if you have TikTok, if you don't have TikTok, you're just like me because I barely use it. I'm now using it to understand it because I'm like, sure. Because I made those videos on my Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram at KingBob1092. Shameless plug. Then I made a compilation of like the pictures of all my friends and all that stuff. About people I'm thankful for, and also I just made a compilation of it. Made all my friends emotional because I'm really great at it, and I've normalized. You know, something my mother pointed out when I first did it. When I first made those videos, what she thought was like a suicide cry for help or whatever. Cause I don't know. It was just like because as I said, one of them, I was like, my mom thought she's gonna see this and be like, why would you say that? But okay. She thought I was gonna kill myself, and I was just like, "Why would you think that?" She said, "Because look what you typed in the first one. It's like, y'all keep me here. Thank you for everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, y'all do keep me here. You know, what's the point of life without people to share it with? You know, if you were just alone, we're not meant to be alone creatures. Again, for all the motherfuckers who say I prefer being alone, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to be alone, but you don't want to be by yourself." Understand that? You want to be alone, but you want people to be somewhere in the area, in the circumference. In your heart, you know that they're there if you want them, but for the most part, you don't want to be around them. You just want them to be there. That's what a lot of people who hoe around are. That's their mindset. A lot of people who hoe around, they don't want commitment, but they just like the feeling of being assured that there's someone or some peoples who are there to comfort them in return. Oh, my back. That hurt. Oh. But, you know, we're not meant to be lonely creatures. So, I mean, again, I put it like this: boredom is just a killer of suicide, is a cause of suicide as much as depression is. At least for me, it was, because I do be having moments where I'm like, this is kind of boring. What the hell else is there? That sounds so bad. Like, I don't understand the mindset, but I promise you I do. I'm just like, it's just that I understand that there's going to be multiple catalysts, and I'm just like, well, shit kind of dead. I feel like I want to head out. That's so bad. That's so bad. It's not funny. You know, one second. JT down. All right, anyway, sorry. Anyway, fuck. I need to go on my list. Yes. All right. So we were talking about perspective. I was walking. You know, I took my walk today. You know, I was listening to Alan Watts, who was a British philosopher, and you know, he talked about perspective. He was like, "There's a perspective of you, like, if you look something through a microscope, a telescope, or the naked eye, which perspective is right? They're all correct because they're perspectives, and they each have their own purpose and they each have their own way of looking at it." So I say all this rambling to be like, understand that though shit can get awful. Life can get awful. You know, 2020, you know, the stereotype is the worst year. There will be a year or years, a period of time that will be just as amazing as in anybody's life, as just as horrible as it was during now. Just something to think about, something to look forward to. It kind of could, if that perspective can help people keep pushing, then I've done my job. But Yeah, man. It's and I so that just just a weird way of looking at it. Depression is beautiful because it is a, you can. There was a time where you didn't feel that bad, which means you could have gotten there. You weren't just there because if you were always there, you wouldn't know you were that way. So like poor people don't know that a lot of times they have mental health issues because they were always there, but they couldn't focus on it. So they get a chance to focus on it. They realized they were always there. There was a time of numbness instead of a time of grandeur and happiness. For a lot of people, there's a time of happiness, and when it gets down to the bad parts, it gets really bad. Then you take that step back, you can realize that time was so good is why that time needs to be so bad, or whatever. They counteract the balance, or that time is so bad, meaning that there is a good time coming. What rises must always fall. At whatever falls, at some point it must get up. So, you know, and it doesn't. I don't say that to scare people who are going through good times, and I don't say that to gloom people going through bad times. And it's just the reality of how that works. It's how life is, and you can't have hate without love. You can't have good without bad. I've talked about this like 15 fucking times already, probably, and they're probably sick of me. But again, I'll keep reiterating it for the rest of my life because a lot of people need to understand that concept. I've also noticed in this generation, because people like to shit on our generation, we're this gen, whatever the fuck letter you are, because I don't pay attention to that shit. My generation of people have a strong sense of entitlement, of self-entitlement, and they confuse that with enlightenment. And I will tell you the difference. Because of this, specifically 2020, and because of this whole pandemic thing, we spend a lot of time on ourselves and our own thoughts. And when we think all the time, when we have conversations with ourselves all the time, we live in this world of illusions and we lose touch with reality. Not once, but I firmly believe that because I am an overthinker. When you think with yourself, you talk to yourself, you come up with a bunch of things, you think out loud, you talk to yourself or whatever, like fill in the blank how you ever do it. You come up with certain theories, you come up with certain things in your own process of thinking, and you're like, okay. And 9 times out of 10, it automatically leads to I'm right about something. My theory makes the most sense. And any other thoughts that doesn't fall in that line with your ego or your entitlement of you deserve the best, you are special, you're whatever. If you discard it or you put it under the scenario of if a person you didn't like were to say that to you, you'd be like, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're not me. I am me. I know what's best for me. Okay. And they confuse that with I'm enlightened. I know more about myself. Indeed, you know more about yourself, but you don't, in a way you don't because you let your ego define yourself. You don't, you know, how do I don't know how to, it's kind of hard to phrase. With that, all that arrogance to be like, I am this, I am correct because of that. And to go from that to going out into the real world and to believe your enlightenment with the fucking growth. Because even I have those fucking moments of grandeur where I'm like, my natural talent, my natural whatever will keep pushing me to be better because it continues to grow as well as my hard work. That the rest of the world's on fucking pause. And I'm going to come out here and be ahead of the fucking game. In reality, the world is moving with you just as you are. Other people that you think can't grow are growing mentally, mentally, physically, and spirit as you are. So you come back and you think that people are going to be the same place that you met them. Only come to find out they've grown just as much, if not more, than you. So then you have to get challenged. Then your ideas are challenged. Your ego gets hurt, and you're what people call humbled. And that I'll tell you what, the human ego is a symbol of stuff. That the human ego is the reason why we've got held back. We in a way we could have been so much more. In the sense of, in the sense of, like achieving things or thinking new thoughts or open-minded things to new possibilities. People want to be right, so they're sure in their closed minds and they're not willing to learn as much because they want to be right. Because no one likes being wrong, but they like to learn, and so it's hard because it challenges you. So I want to know everything, but I don't, and that's the problem. Because of the self-entitlement, there's also this new theory that I've come up with called the circle of significance. Now, the circle of significance, I have to take you back to where people believe the earth revolves around them. Those people who have the big ego where I am the center of attention. I am the most important. I am the end-all, be-all. The world will not continue without me. I am the it. I am the one. I am the main character in the story. I am the one you revolve around. I am the one you aspire to be. I am the one you admire. That's what that mindset is. The circle of significance, it's like this. It is the people you affect throughout your life. And a lot of it is seen throughout celebrities, especially when they pass away, that their circle of significance is very strong and it's very big. And that's where we get that mindset of, I want the people of the world to care about me the way people like Kobe Bryant, when he died, people all around the world were devastated. That circle of significance was global. Prince, when he died, he turned the whole world purple. Michael Jackson, the whole world was mourning throughout that circle because his circle of significance wrapped around the globe. My circle of significance is very spotty. There's people like it would probably expand throughout Roswell and throughout Alpharetta, which is like the big part of it where I know a lot of people in the old places I used to live with the Dunwoody. That's where it would expand to. And then there's small circles of significance throughout the world of people that I know, that I've met personally, and people I haven't met that my mother knows, and all that. My family's obviously all around the place. So it's speckled around the world, but it's not all giant one circle. If I were to become famous, and I were to become a well-known brand name for whatever the hell, an actor, whatever, like Chadwick Boseman, and I did something revolutionary or whatever, they have a whole community, and that whole community be around the globe. The circle of significance around the globe would care about me. And then you would get that sense of entitlement because it's very dangerous to be like, oh, the whole fucking world cares about me. It doesn't. Because, again, you go the whole world. If there are cells of the organisms, they don't know you. So on Earth, you could be the biggest thing. Every person could love you on Earth. You go to another planet, they don't know what the hell you even are. So it's a very humbling thing. So, but I understand that. But that whole theory of my theory, patent pending, that is mine. The circle of significance. So if you all take a step back, what is your circle of significance? Like, where, like, throughout your death or through your disappearance, that Megan is missing, 13 Reasons Why bullshit. Please don't do none of that. Especially 13 Reasons Why. Fucking, I'm gonna say this PSA right now. What the fuck is her name? No, not Rachel Amber, because that's Life is Strange. What the hell is her name? Ah, god damn it. 1 second. I gotta look up the name now, because I'm gonna get... Hold up. 13 Reasons Why. What's the girl's name? What the hell is the... What is the... Hannah Baker. Fuck her. Fuck Hannah Baker. Fuck Hannah Baker, bruh. Fuck Hannah Baker. Don't do none of the shit she did. Fuck her. Fuck her. She ain't shit. Fuck her. She ain't shit, bro. She ain't. Don't do that. If you watch 13 Reasons Why, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you want to challenge my ideas, you can. Because I had that fucking discussion with people. Fuck her. But yeah. No. Anyways. What is your circle of significance? What is your circle of significance, and what do you think you could affect throughout your existence, through your life, and not just your death? Throughout your life, who have you affected? Because even in some way, shape, or form, we've all affected people. Even if we've been affected by every single interaction we had, even if it's a simple hello or a simple look. In some way, shape, or form, that has affected us because the littlest things can cause the greatest reactions. The littlest callus can cause the greatest reactions in the world. Same, it's never more prominent with the interactions of humans and people, and other personalities and other ideologies. Through that we can learn more throughout life about this world we live in and about ourselves. And while this level of self-awareness that we've been given, where the world has slowed down, is good, it also has to be we also have to keep pushing the fact that we must step out of ourselves to truly understand ourselves. We can't always be in us because throughout others, because honestly, there could be a way of thinking where it's like, what if the another person that whatever it is, fill in the blank, what if that's just you living through another body in another, it's just you living another life. And with that, this is a good point to stop. Have yourselves a wonderful, if you haven't already had Thanksgiving, happy belated Thanksgiving. And to those who don't celebrate, all my global people, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Make you a great gifts for Santa Claus. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll try to upload more this week. Stay tuned. Love y'all. Bye-bye.